I don't know a lot about the Jewish community in Wisconsin in general.
This town's Jewish community, I know very little about it.
I didn't know there was a Jewish community here in Wilson.
No, I didn't know about a synagogue. What is that?
No.
No, I don't.
Pretty much when it comes to, about Jewish people, I don't really know much anything at all about them.
There were several hundred Jewish families here. There were 4 Jewish businesses on this street at one time, thriving. We had 3 synagogues, the White Shul, the Brick Shul, and the Hallman Shul.
I remember what it was like when I was a kid. It was a pretty vibrant, active congregation because we had such a vibrant Jewish community at that time. I think a lot of Jewish people were coming here.
There were a lot of people that came to Appleton, and they came to Appleton because they had relatives here.
There still is Jewish life in small communities throughout the state, and I think Jewish life is thriving in many of them.
We've thought of ourselves as part of the community and as part of the Jewish community.
It is really an amazing story. For an individual to come here with nothing and find a way to become very successful. They went out in the boondocks all by themselves. Took a lot of guts, a lot of stuff to do that. I admire them.
Between the 1840s and the 1880s, in America total, about 240,000 Jews came. In Wisconsin, we're starting a very small amount, probably a couple of thousand by the 1880s. The first wave of immigrants comes from Central Europe, mostly Bavaria, Hesse, Darmstadt, Bohemia, Czechoslovakia, parts of Poland, even from Russia, those countries. It was a younger group that came, and then they brought the rest of their family over once they had settled.
My great-grandfather immigrated from Germany to Chicago, and they were burned out in the Chicago fire. They went to Milwaukee with what they could carry on their backs. Grandpa Max started out in retailing, working in a men's store, and he decided he really wanted to have his own store. And one of his salesmen told him about a small town in southwestern Wisconsin, not far from the Mississippi. Then he came on the train to see what Viroqua looked like. And he must have liked what he saw in Viroqua. It didn't take Max very long to build his business. Grandpa was still a very religious man in that he felt that you had to have a religion, you had to believe in God. Well, there was no Jewish synagogue here. The closest one was La Crosse, and at that time it was a small house with a few members. And it just wasn't feasible to run to La Crosse. And for that reason, they went to the Congregational Church here in Viroqua. He said, you have to worship the Lord. So did Dad have a formal Jewish education? Not at all. But what Dad did develop, and I think it was through his father and his mother, which is what we call Jewish ethic. And that was how he conducted his business. And I think that's probably the greatest thing he ever taught me.
Esralkin was my father. He was born in a little town called Grojewa, Poland. He ended up at the University of Hanover in Hanover, Germany. Studied horticulture. Graduated first in his class and won a prize, which was a round trip to the United States. He came here, liked it, sent the other half the ticket back for his brother, a younger brother. Worked hard, saved some money, and they brought another one of the family over here. He got a job relatively shortly because he was an accomplished horticulturist, had an opportunity to come to Rhinelander, Wisconsin, because there was an opportunity here to buy a small nursery. He came to Rhinelander partially because this was very similar to the part of the land, the lakes, the woods, the streams, the clear, pristine water was like the area that he grew up in Poland.